Nataka kuchukua hii fursa kukaribisha wageni wetu wa diaspora. Tunapata opportunity kwa wageni wetu wa Australia, Canada, Asia na wengi hata wenye wako online live. Karibuni sana. Osea, chukua nafasi uendelee na kazi yako. Karibuni sana.
Asante sana. Barabara, natumai mnanipata. Kama mnanipata, munisalamie. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. God is good all the time. Asanteni sana patron wetu wa vijana Reverend Sawe. Najua, natumai mchungaji hako pamoja nasi na viongozi wote wa vijana, chairman na all leaders na vijana kutoka maeneo yote, vijana kutoka Tuluamwe tu nimewaona. Pia nimeona my sisters hapo wakichangamuka na wimbo, nimefurahi sana. Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki. Pia speaker ambaye tumefika mahali hapa akiongea siku ya leo, Biwat, asante sana. Tumepata nafasi ya kujifunza mambo mengi. Nimefurahi kuona vijana kutoka Cheptiret, vijana kutoka upande wa Ban Forest nimewaona wakiwa pale, vijana kutoka upande wa Keses nimewaona wakiwa vijana kutoka upande wa Momoniat, asanteni sana. Vijana kutoka upande wa Nairiri nimewaona wamekaa kabisa. So tuwashukuru Mungu kwa nafasi. Sitaongea mengi kwa sababu siku ya leo ni siku ya diaspora, na diaspora ni kubwa. Tuko na watu ukitoka nyumbani na kwenda, hiyo ni diaspora. Tuko na vijana ambao wameungana nasi, na pia tuko na wasee na kutoka maeneo tofauti pia ambao watapata nafasi ya kuwaongelesha na kuwatia moyo siku ya leo tunapoendelea na mkutano. Vijana tuko lucky kupata opportunity kama hii. Sisi kwa wakati wetu hatukuwa tunapata nafasi ya kupata watu kutoka ng'ambo ambao wengi wao wameweza kusacrifice masaa sao kwa mali pengine ni usiku, na siwezi take that for granted. Our speakers, our facilitators for diaspora, nasema asante. Kongoi our speakers. Natumai wengi wenyu ground hokase kutit, so amechale kongoi kabisa as speakers chechak kubunta kwek cheterchin chekabwa angembouta. Ameche kityo akoch our chairman noto ko Jacob kole chamgei kityo, and then from there Asam Balosi taken over, si introduce and which the lineup of the speakers chekitindoi. So Jacob alikuwa mwenyekiti wa vijana kwa Enda Diocese of Eldoret, na akafanya kazi kubwa sana akisimamia maneno ya vijana, na as we speak tuko na Kayo Beyond Borders. Vijana after hapo mkitoka kuna kikundi pia ya Kayo X alumni ya vijana, so Chako pia ni mwenyekiti huko, anasimamia vijana wote mahali kila wakati. So Chako mahali ulipo karibu sema chamge, and then moja kwa moja tatoka hapo from Mombasa tunaelekea upande wa US tupate balosi apate kutuongoza kwa program ya pili. Jacob yuko, na pia naona Fayola Sile, lakini Fayola Sile yako upande wa kasi, lakini mpokee salamu za vijana wote kwa baadaye. Jacob akifika atapata hiyo nafasi. So wageni ambao mmefika karibuni sana, watu ambao mmefika through Zoom karibuni tupate kuendelea. Naona pia mwalimu wetu Sukut, karibu mwalimu Sukut, karibu wakili, tuko na wakili Lona Cheptiret all the way from UK, ameweza kuungana pamoja nasi. Tuko na Moses Kirong ni one of among vijana wetu, asante sana. Tuko na Samsung from Doha, asante sana Samsung, nimekuona. Bruden Shuni Sugut, na pia Mrs. May Kujurei all the way from upande ule wa US, ako pamoja nasi, na pia Faith all the way from North Carolina. Hawa ni vijana walikuwa miongoni wenyu, lakini wako mahali tofauti wakiendelesha masomo na hali ya maisha. Balosi, karibu.
Kongoi, thank you Osea, thank you. Wanafunzi ama vijana wenye wako mkutano ngakata tukul lole chamge. You can wave to me if you can hear me. Thank you so much. Osea, natumaini negito kase kutit tukul, ameche nguti kase kutit inde utara bile. Kongoi, so ngot komi chi nemakase ko maybe sikiyoptochi, lakini mara kongalal biik chemi kora Kiingereza ak kutuswek cheterchin. Kokile ngengalale kutit kokase chito kito nekakimwochi. So nyoiwakat kiatebe emoni kenyisiek chekasir 30 tangalali kutit kabisa komie. Engainai kekureno Balosi Peter Kipchumba Rono, abunu kokwetab Kamobo ngolimba Nandi County. During your age, we went through the same things. Gigibe tuiyoshek, we went to school. At some point in life, as we continue, kogitun goitu wakati nekyogerole oye oene site pitonina ne ogerole lasima labat kajam lakwana ko tieni no kakuru tiendo. Ngokama ingen ameche alejin you have talent. So maybe tom kumwaunji, but you are very talented. So try to explore that and it can take you places. Lakwana kakuru tiendo. So thank you so much. Mangen kainengung login kai kajer ngunoto singen. So kitinye speakers chechang chemiu. Ko kianyo emoni kiatebi ing emoni kenyisiek chemongering, and I've been fortunate enough. God has blessed me so much that I've been able to travel to almost every country in Namibia. I've been to Finland. Our speaker neisubeju nguno kubunu emeta Finland kigure emonotok the land of Swami. So Alfred kiamite olotaki, I was in a place called Turku. I lived in Finland, and I've been fortunate enough to travel all over the world. Why? Because I was an athlete. Kia represent and Kenya kenyisiek chemongering, kiamuja labatchi Kenya 15 good years. Kiatawa labat when I was in school, kiami high school. I went to St. Patrick's High School, and I represented Kenya when I was there. I got a scholarship, came to America. Oleginyo anyoru kigure athletic scholarship. Tagetinye jotok. You know, we've had a lot of preachers and everything. As you continue. Most of the speakers that will speak to you, so, Ose actually sat in that meeting. Alfred engineer Janet so ko ameja our next speaker not a that Alfred kagilebunu kebeberta nebo Musobejo engolimba Nandi County ago miemeta Finland ko emonoto kengalali Finnish. I stayed there. I speak a little bit of Finnish, having stayed there kidogo, but I've lived in America for a long time. Family. I have kids your age. I have grandkids now. So and we want the very best for you guys. So AOB for now major attached. Inendet Alfred nekokile kebeberta Finland, Alfred Meta. Komite emetab Finland akobunu kebeberta Musobejo. Ko angen ale kakochanga ngalek chekakengalal, ameche ke asom kongalal ngalek chengeringen. Sityem inam ngalechotok ngotinye kartasi isir alak. Ko ngomenyoru ketyeme kesummarize. All these things are a lot, and all of these things are very important. So without taking a lot of time, I want to invite or call Inendet Alfred Meta kobun kebeberta Finland. Alfred, karibu.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osea. Ambassador Osea, thank you so much for welcoming for this section. I hope everybody is hearing me. Yes. And thank you for the host, Mr. Osea Kibrono, my friend. Also, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for being present for this section. My name's Alfred Meta, as Ambassador said, from Kapsabet, Nandi County, Musobejo. Currently, I'm in Finland, and I studied business. I graduated from business, and also I did a degree in also healthcare, social healthcare, and I'm working in one big hospital called Mehiläinen here in Finland. Yes, I would like to greet all of you in the name of Jesus Christ. I say good afternoon. If you hear me, you can just show me your hand. Yeah, thank you. I don't want to get a lot of time for you because you've heard a lot today. I will mix English and Kalenjin a little bit. And I myself, I am also a chairman of KasaFem International here in Finland. I do many programs. For now, like 6 years, I've been working with my colleagues and programs for the KasaFem International here in Finland. One of the big tasks that we have been doing is ensuring that we help young people like you in giving the information, in helping them apply the schools, without any fee, like free assistance, guidance to get to know where is Finland situated, how is the school applied, and what is the process incurred. As we heard that many people have been having these cartels who are conning people, who are doing what I've been urging people to be careful, especially when you want something, and when something is very easy, then you know it's not good. It is good that you have such a forum. I used to be like you, I used to sit down like you years ago, and there's a lot of impact when you are being taught as a child, as a youth. When having a Christian background is very nice and has a meaning, especially when you go and live abroad or any other parts in this world. Going abroad or going anywhere else outside from your home, it needs also maturity, because what you incur in there is so many things, so many challenges that needs a very good maturity in it. As we are sitting down, as we are every time doing whatever we are doing, remember that some of the documents doesn't need that you do other documents that when they say you want to go for abroad, you start running up, down, and here and there. You need to do your documents as early as possible. For example, you need to do your driving license early. Everybody should do that. You need to do like passport. Make sure you have passport with you. Not that you have passport, you're going to abroad anytime soon, but it is good and it's necessary to have it. You can never know what luck you have. Either anytime something can happen, something good can happen on you.
Hello, Alfred.
Yes.
Alfred, ameja samale, ameja pole kama ameja atelen. Ngotep cheng yami lagoja ya tep cheng lagoja aga mieli. Ak pijumite ameja nale ndameja nyu Finland anyo nenda yana.
Yes, I'm going to that.
Finland.
Yes, I'm going to that.
Kongoi.
I'm going to that. I'm touching the very comic documents that somebody should have while in Kenya, before now starting the process of Finland. So I just say driving license, passport, computer documents, and you have to be a computer literate also as well, because nowadays people can go and buy computer certificates. For which it can't help when you buy it and come to Finland, because here everything is computerized. Here everything is digital. Also, you have to do such courses like voluntary courses that helps. Like, for example, Red Cross and other voluntary, like social work voluntary courses that it can help at some point. Now, when coming to Finland, Finland is one of the most leading country, ranked the best in the world, compared in terms of happiness, in terms of education, in terms of, it is ranked the best in the whole world, and it has been ranked the best for 5 consecutive times. Actually, sometimes when we live here, we don't experience that. Now, there is the application to come to Finland is as follows. All the applications, many applications open in January every year, from 5th to maybe 14th. Sometimes they adjust some dates, but usually it's on January. After the applications, the route to come to Finland is in like, let's say, like 4 stages. I will name them the 4 stages, and then I will go through deeply in one of the stages that I myself use it. One is the applying yourself directly from the website. That is on January, from January anytime that give according to the timeline of examiners. Secondly, through the family ties, if for those who have spouse here over here, also through the work. If you have some companies and some links from there, you can have to come through the work, though the language is a little bit challenging. And also, there's this through the county government MOU, which just started like two to 3 years ago. Now, when I go to school application, personally, you can apply for Finland in January. There is a very many options that if you go to the portal of application, that is studyinfo.fi, studyinfo.fi, studyinfo.fi. That is where you can get several master's program, degree program, and any program that you want is there. Any kind of scholarship, any kind of school fees that needed, you will get over there. So I can go a little bit about that. When you're applying in January, first of all, you must know that it is the requirement is C+ and above. That's one of the requirements. Secondly, you should get prepared, having passport, and the documents should be all ready for this application period. There's the requirements that is needed after the application is after you are being selected, that you are among the people who can come and start for the entrance exams. Because first of all, you just apply. Second thing, you wait for the verdict. If you get to be picked up, then you go to the entrance exam. In the entrance exam, there is three groups of doing those exams. So I can't go too deeply unless somebody would like to ask, because it's a process. There's only 3 groups or 3 process of going through it. After the entrance exam, then the due application or the launching of visa and the permit starts, of which you are being required to pay. The fees depends on in the school or in the university that you picked up, because several schools have the fees ranging between 7,000 euros to 8,000 euros and others 9,000 euros. If I say 7,000, probably it's like 850,000 euros, Kenyan 1,000 shillings. So some of the schools, some of the universities have the scholarships. They have half scholarship. They don't have full scholarship. So if at all you are being picked up, like you have those scholarship, then you pay school fees half. And one advantage also of applying and paying the fees immediately is you get bonus. If you the more you get to pay very quickly, then you get some of the bonus of the fees to be exempted, like 20 or 30% of it. So if you are ready to apply and you pay the fees on time, you get those bonuses. That's what I can say. And then you after launching the visa, you wait and make sure you have a good statement, bank statement. So you need to have 3 things. You apply, after application, then you pay the fees. You launch the visa and the passport and the visa and the permit, and then you should have 7,000 euros in your account. Your personal account should have 7,000 euros, and also you should have a bank statement not less than 1.2 million. So after that, then you wait for the embassy to make the decision. And then from there, now you start minor things. There's minor things that you do over there, but I can't mention now because of the time. So I think after there, if there's anything, because it's too much, if I go deep by deep, it will take a lot of time. So Mr. Ono, if there's something you can ask, I can.
Kongoi, Alfred. If there is anything, we will see some in the website nebo igere ne chitop Kalenjin. So if someone is interested in Golin, imuji we website asakobit ketoretin, and then we will reach you, Alfred, and then we will also ask for your email so that if anybody has a question, ko muji ko serun asakobit igaidan. So kagekas kele lazima itinye C+ ak iwe barak sityem iwe kebeberta nebo Finland, imukoksei. Kararan emonotok, eng kakaitit ko kararan, ako the education is very good. Kongoi Alfred, ameche nyaking'etye kebeberta nitoni, ameche kebe akoi olimbo America asikobit kenyoru lakwet nebo gaa ne abwoti ale bunu kokwono omitei. Simwoiwech vile neng'ung'et neibunu Janet, simwoiwech inye anan Janet kobunu Moi University, kinyo tuiyosiek chutochu omitei, kiwo sukul olimbo Nandi County, kosir komie kwo olimbo Alliance, eng Yataring Alliance konyo America kobun ki nekikure academic scholarship. Academic scholarship siti noto kora Janet, ngot kwo launin the time, ako inendet ko engineer nemitei kebeberta nekikure Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley amwoiwok wanafunzi anan akweket cheomite kebeberitani ko ole indoito eng technology eng dunia. Mami oldage ole iwendi Silicon Valley ko biik kabisa, yani these are people, engineers che indoito eng ng'ony. So ngakure inendet Engineer Janet, we are very honored to have you, engineer. Asimwoiwech ile kikikure academic scholarship kone amu kaikas olimbo Finland kebendi kora sike kelipani fees akot kebeberta nebo America ko ako ngami scholarship. So meche ketebe tukchu kongoi siketyem kora itoretech Engineer Janet, yekonech Alfred kinde website, so ngot komeche chi kwo website asikonyor information ichu. So Engineer Janet, karibu.
Kongoi missing Balozi and Hosea and Aktuye Nebarani. Kongoi mukokona an opportunity to speak to this youth. I'm very privileged and honored, and I'm very happy to share as much information as I can about scholarships. Kuya kama Balozi, well, maybe I'll switch my language to Kiswahili and English. I'll try to mix kama kuna mtu hanielewi. Kwa majina naitwa Janet Cheptiret. Nyumbani ni Keregut. Hapo ni Cheptiret. Hapo tiale bika momoniat bika tulamutu komuch kongeno. Ak pik chapa side noto. Ko chita nemengeno ko mama nenyu ko Mama Sola. So makchinge nende MCA nebo Megun. So Mama Sola ni mama yangu. And she's quite an inspiration about Samuel. So what next week got komuga. So kama balozi agoba ngalega academic scholarship au kama gole kyabu nanende ngalega academic scholarship. So that is true. Kiasomane sukulita All Saints Engolimba Nandi, alafu after hapo nikaenda Alliance Girls High School in Kikuyu. Close to Nairobi, in Nairobi area, Kiambu actually. Alafu after that, nikakuja Massachusetts, kusoma shule inaitwa Tufts, and mimi nilipata full scholarship. Hata nililipiwa ndege. So kila kitu nililipiwa na nilikuwa napewa pocket money. So I want to tell everyone that it is possible. Tai Gilgechi. So academic scholarship, this is what it depends on. It depends on how you perform yourself. So kama academic scholarship is really highly rated, lazima upate very good grades usually. Lakini mite exceptions. So magigertaji, because there are also other academic scholarships that don't necessarily need you to get A. Mimi nilipata A zangu zote, za 84 points. So that's why I was top 100 in Kenya. But I don't think all the scholarships that I'm going to share today require that. But if you can achieve that, I'm just here to tell you, it is possible to get that. High school, I remember going to youth rallies. Actually, I still have one of my notebooks here. And it was on such a day that we had a rally in Lelmolok, 1st May of 2007. So then I was in class 8. So it is still very possible. So I want to tell any one of you, you're in the right place, and we are here to share information with you. So I'll just start very quickly with academic scholarship opportunities. And najua kuna mingi sana, and we'll keep adding them on our site. Najua class 8 wamemaliza from KCPE ama ya the exam year last year. Tiani imetoka, and I will just share a few of scholarship opportunities. So yeah, for class 8, and then itaenda kwa scholarship opportunities for Form 4. See, kila mtu is covered. Na pia, even if you have just not finished Form 4, it's still very possible. Kama hiyo scholarship enye rafiki yangu Alfred ametuambia about Finland. So ukiwa class 8, kama hujasikia some of this is your time to note them down. This is your time to note them down. So moja, very big one inaitwa Equity Bank, inaitwanga Wings to Fly. Hiyo requirement inakuanga 350 and above. So kama hujasikia hiyo na umemaliza class 8, unaona fees inaweza kuwa shida, there is Wings to Fly from Equity Bank, hiyo inapeana scholarship. There is also Constituency Fund yenye inapeana scholarship. So tafuta MP wako ama PA ama somebody close akupatie hiyo pesa. Aya, kuna M-Pesa Foundation pia, hiyo ni Safaricom, huwa ina sponsor wanafunzi. Kuna Family Bank inaitwa Tufuzu na Elimu, hiyo inakuanga 350 and above. Kama ulipata 350, na kuna forms zinakuanga sub-county, kwa sub-county director unaenda unapata huko forms. Kuna KCB Foundation, hiyo inakuanga 250 and above. So that covers a lot of people. So kama uko na pen and paper, please write it down, enda ufuatilie kama ni for your sister ama your brother mahali. Please take advantage of these things. Kuna ingine inaitwa Presidential Bursary, 250 and above pia. Kuna Cooperative Bank, huwa inapeana scholarship. Kuna Jomo Kenyatta Foundation. Kuna kama unatoka upande ya Kericho ama mko na relatives huko, kuna ingine inaitwa KTDA Foundation, but hiyo lazima utoke Kericho. Najua tuko Cheptiret leo, so maybe not, but tunafaa kuulizia watu wetu wapi yetu ya around, ama what are we supplying or growing within our area, so we can also benefit. I think that's a conversation for another day. Kuna Palm House Foundation. This is kama umetoka rural public school from all over Kenya, that's for you to apply. Alafu kuna Kenya Education Founders, pia look it up. Na kuna Heal the Back Foundation. So those are about 12 scholarship opportunities for anyone mwenye ako primary school. And I staki kwenda into details of each and every one of them. Kama umesikia moja, enda ufuatilie, especially those are most of the banks. Just go to the nearest branch, fuatilia, uangalie how you can apply, get the forms, apply. Hawezi kosa kwenda shule, pesa iko mingi, mtu yeyote, no child left behind, mtu yeyote asibaki nyumbani. Tusome wote ndio tuweze kuendeleza maisha yetu na maisha ya jamii yetu na maisha ya kanisa yetu. Nitaenda kwa scholarships za Form 4. Kama najua Form 4 walikuwa wanafanya mtihani juzi, najua wataweza kuwa wanangoja results so soon. These are the scholarship opportunities zenye ziko za Form 4. Moja nenye nitaanzia, which I'm very proud of, ni ile ilinisaidia mimi kukuja, na this is inaitwa KenSap. KenSap una apply kwa KenSap website, na tunaweza post all these details, ama you can reach out to me ama Hosea ama mtu yote ananijua ndio aweze kukusaidia kama unataka more information. ama balozi or anyone here, I can be easily reached. Haya, KenSAP niliwaambia hiyo inachukua watoto wenye wameperform very highly. So ukiwa form 4, I hope umejikaza ama ulijikaza ama unajikaza ndio upate hiyo A. This one really takes exceptional students. Na tunataka ukue very all-rounded students. So mkiwa shule ignore vitu za talent. Use your talent in every way. Kama unaweza kuimba venye balozi amesema, imba and sing it with all your might. Use that talent that God has given you and it will take you far. Isikuwe tu ni vitabu peke yake. So KenSAP looks at that. Now hii unapewa scholarship, full scholarship, academic scholarship. Mimi nilikuja na hiyo, ili nilipia hata accommodation siku yenye nilikuwa training. So we usually go to a camp for about 3 months. Unalipiwa hiyo, unalipiwa chakula, unalipiwa ya exam, ya kuna exam lazima ufanye, unatrainiwa, unasaidiwa kuapply, alafu una apply shule. So if you really do well in life, there is so many opportunities. I think that's what I would like to stress. And there is so much that people want to share with you. Kuna ya pili ni Zawadi Africa, pia inachukua top students, na hii ni ya wasichana peke yake. So wasichana, this is for you, inaitwa Zawadi Africa. It has been up and running and inachukua top students as well. I have some of my very good friends and mentees that wameingia kwa hiyo program na they have done so well. Kuna msichana hata aliingia hiyo program akakuja huku US akasoma, sasa anafanya kazi huko New York. New York is one of the biggest cities in the world and she works for a very big bank there. So this is opportunity for you. So apply hiyo kama umepita vizuri Zawadi Africa. Kuna ingine inaitwa United World College, inaitwa UWC in short. Unaweza enda kwa website yao pia. That one they actually wanakupeleka to a different country, unasomea huko wakikusaidia transition from high school to college. College ni kama undergraduate. So unaweza pelekwa uende huko Singapore, unaweza pelekwa Costa Rica, unaweza pelekwa Japan. Alafu after hiyo unakuja sasa kwa shule mzuri kama yetu na unapewa full scholarship kwenda huko kwa hiyo transition period ya form 5, form 6, na pia unapewa full scholarship kwa after that kukuja kwa shule. So hiyo inaitwa UWC. Some of my really good friends walikuwa kwa hiyo program and they're now working in Silicon Valley with myself, where it's the epitome of the world. So ukipita vizuri, ukisoma vizuri, there's so many opportunities. Can't stop in emphasizing that. Kuna ingine inaitwa US Embassy, so inaitwa Education USA Scholars Program, so that you can find it on the US Embassy. They also give scholarships. There is another one called African Leadership Academy. So this is actually you go to South Africa for about 2 years. And this one you can even apply before you finish high school. So inaitwa African Leadership Academy. Nani ile kitu niliinsist nikasema kuwa all rounded, usikuwe tu ni mwanafunzi asomi ama unasoma na unasahau other things. Use your talent. Kama umepewa talenta ya kuimba, kama umepewa talenta ya kuwa artist, we want to see your art. Kama umepewa talenta ya kusaidia community, let us hear about you. And this is why all the good things that you do for your community or for everyone and you do with all your heart, this is when it all comes to be rewarded. And that is why I'm really emphasizing that. So they look at all those requirements in order for you to qualify for this African Leadership Academy. Na pia leadership opportunities kama how participating, for example, kuwa prefect, kuwa a leader in any way. If you're a games captain, if you're, I don't know, choir captain, like take up leadership opportunities, and everyone is a leader in their own way. And that's why nawaambia, if you take advantage of what God has given you, the talent and the knowledge and the ability to do something really well, God is going to reward that, and you should use that because you are a leader in that. So si lazima upewe kiti na mtu, you just do what feels good to you and what is good for the community. So Kuna pia Equity Bank Scholars, they always sponsor students who apply and come here. And then there is another program in ESEP, sister program to KenSAP. And then kuna, of course, Australian universities. I know Akina Hosea, they can talk a lot more about that. Unaweza pata scholarships to that. And to many different countries, kuna za China pia, we've been talking about it. Kuna za Canada pia, unaweza pata scholarship. This world, there's no limit to scholarships that you can get if you work hard and if you perform very well. So I just wanted to share all that. If anyone akona maswali, anaweza reach out to me and I can discuss further and tunaweza anza process. Na venye rafiki yetu Alfred alisema, start with your passport. Hata kama uko form 1 saizi, anza passport. Passport ni 10 years expire. Before you expire utakuwa umetoka. Na uombe Mungu akusaidie before your passport expire, useme Mungu this is magenyuni rani amanda eng, kwa tagoret for me, and that is what I want to live with you. Pia kuna many other scholarships when I was in high school. Kulikuwa na za apply kwenda South Africa, and any country you can think of, there's probably something for you. So that is what I just want to leave you guys for today. And as we approach, I know, I don't know if I'm the right person to talk about this, but let's choose good, ambassadors for us, wherever we are, good leaders, and let's maintain peace. And nashukuru sana kwa wale wananijua, salimieni kila mtu who knows me. I hope to see you soon or sometime. Na Mungu awabariki sana. Najua mmeambiwa vitu mingi sana kwa this rally. Well, what you're seeing happen, this is where I am right now, huku ni Florida. Unaona technology huku imeendelea sana. And it keeps going, and it needs people like you to come and live and work in these places. So these are opportunities for you to take advantage of no matter what. So asanteni sana, nimeshukuru kwa kunipa fursa hii, na watakia kila laheri. Be a good youth in the community, in the village, for the church, and be good ambassadors. I think that's what God has sent us to, or has said that we need to be. So I think that is it, Balozi. And if I forgot anything,
kongoinye Janet. So akwe wanafunzi jo ngone mameje kwa la karara no luwala. So is there anybody in Mameja in up? The idea of all this is to inspire you to get there. Kako mangita kap cheseruta nangalegura no. Oroni mite Florida. Au kako mwaiwe ole mite navas ne woka pesa. Ko Janet kage mwa negi 12 scholarships choko primary. Ata joba secondary chege mwa. Negi tata.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I said 9 of them, at least okay. 9.
At least 9.
Actually, nimeongeza ya China, so 10.
10. And then ameja thought estimi negegure track scholarship ne kiabunu you have to run, but you don't have to run like me, because I was very good. Kia represent and Kenya me primary, but I brought students chagi kem. So give me the secondary me. When I look at you, mameje chita nenyo leji na kyo gilge ka pesa aganyoru si atya tebena na leji ni kia inage leja mami maraisi amutin. So kuye ka mwa Janet, egu prefect, egu chita nagi volunteer, egu chita nagi ai something sana wale the reason why gigenyoru si ko because kinamen common and kinamen boisyo negalage agana le you are a rounded person. People would like somebody who can do more than one things. So when you are a prefect, when you are a monitor, when you are, whatever you can be, even a bell ringer in school, koba maana, you can, amu ngalalu njita atya ko tebe nangolejin, what else did you do? Gia inage, kungilejo kityo soman inege, ameje ngogi soman ka pesa no gilengi soman, inyoru egu Janet. Ana asole gi soman ni jije. Login ngoto gi soman ka pesa all atya itarkisi, atya lejo kyo, I mean gigilge, ama itestigege, chances are maraisi amaganan kabisa. So kararan iteschi tuguk alak, you have to run. Malasima ilabat kwane, but we brought big chegirwai in the domes, itinye certificate, volunteering is very good. So gongoi, mameje toy tuguk chedang, pagenyoru another 12 scholarship in secondary. In short, in tuk chotokol jogago mwachanat, malasima gongelakwa inga, magoingetunga, kogiaige. It's possible isoman. Okay, so man go kararan. So you've seen what Janet has gotten. Tarajana igere no is the best bridge in the world. Auge manda vikeda mi California or lemite Janet. It's the best in a leg of engineering, in a leg of software engineers, Juju Kogongo Janet. So Yagingateu.
Alozi,
Yes.
allow me to just say something about the bridge. Because I look at it and I have it as my background because it's an inspiration of, what we should aspire to be. Tarajana ogere knowing later, ko tarajana gigichop such that punegari shagaman yo la kararan, but California go meet the earthquakes. Ko when earthquakes come, this bridge can actually swing. So you can imagine a bridge that it's stable enough, but it can still also swing whenever there is a possibility of earthquakes. And this bridge was built in the 1940s. So you can imagine the technology that goes behind this. But I just want to tell you, the engineers that worked on that bridge are just the exact same engineers who have the same brains like any of these youth that we have today. And that's why I want to call upon our leaders so that we can mentor, inspire, and nurture, and actually grow our own talent, because I think it's very possible. Pia sisi tukue na madaraja kama hizi na ile mliona kwa video in our own homes. I think it's possible, and I believe in this next generation of our youth and our generation as well. So just keep that in mind and be inspired that hey, it's possible. Kongoi Balozi.
Kongonye Janet, kongoi. Pick up the luang ngetun ananjao mite mukutano ine. Ameja imwaji jita ne mi aile imugakse tukyo. It is not mamajabu, this is possible. So, yeginge chenyo ameja gaba go limba Australia. Chita negi mutu next. Kegure Mr. Steve Cheptiret. Inendate co-president, ma president of Kenya, president of Kitwek, president of Kitwek organization, Nababiga Putit, Jamita Gabevertan of Australia. In that, Kobunugo Kwanang at Koraki. So, in fact, the Gagilunigi saw Manes Gulino me. So, in my way, sit in Gogi Tebetis, Kanisa and Gimiten, Gogi me holding, Gogi me 2 years on the Pesio. In that, Kogawa Mandango Linda Gotak Chigatar Secondary School in Yatarko Limba, UK, United Kingdom, Kap Chevaginge, Jamge Moagel, Ulapunu Chevaginge. So actually, Chevaginge go Queen, the UK. Kotu Ningavatar Somanes, you go get Luna Mau, you say Limbagania, when Copasuango Limba, Australia, Legale Pat, Australia. So in that Gojita, Kokwang, Kisomane or Mite. Kiam to guk chowame, Kisoman Suguli Sheja, so Moiwe Legi Gildagano, Kimeja Moiwe and a leg of investment, or Moiwe and a leg of mental health, Agiaga name which it is Citiane. Congo ya moving at a go corner of a major Ijer Lagoji Lady Mugokse. You can come from that village, or you go Lago eat Karibu Citiane.
Kongoi, thank you so much, Ambassador Ono. We are so proud of you, Osea and Janet, for what you are doing, especially in Igere Nechita College. Ambassador, allow me to just request the youth to stand up for 1 second. I know they've been sitting for long, probably they are tired. Maybe the youth, you can stand so I can know you are hearing me. And when you stand, you wave at me, then I can understand that you are getting what I'm saying. Well done, well done, well done. So that was my way of greeting you and asking you to stretch. I can see the guys at the front are stretching, which is good, at least. Thank you so much. You can now sit. You can take your seats. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity that he has given me. I want to thank Ambassador. I want to thank Hosea, Janet, for the program that you guys have been running. It is so good. And when Hosea approached me today and said he wanted me to say a word or two, and he told me that you guys, you are in, no, he did approach me a while back, but he reminded me today that it was today. And he told me that you guys are in my backyard, and I was like, I can't miss this for anything. So it's quite late here in Australia, but for the love we have for you guys, we had to stay behind. I know it's a bit early in US for once. I know Ambassador has been one person who has been sacrificing sometimes and talking to us at very odd hours. Ours is not as bad, but I want to tell you guys, we love you so much. That is why we are taking time now to talk to you. So for those of you, my name is, Ambassador has just introduced me. My name is Steve CTNA. I come from that area. I come from Nandet, which is not far from where you guys are. I went to a local primary school there called Cheptiret Primary School. And when I was still in primary school, we started the construction of Cheptiret Secondary School, which was a mixed school at that time. And I can remember I participated during the fundraisings in the 80s when we were building that school. I can remember there was a provincial commissioner who has since passed away, was called Mohammed Yusuf Haji, who was the chairman of BBI, who came to do a fundraising in that school. That was in 1987, 88. So that is my home area. And I'm so happy that there's a big congregation of young people who have come there so they can learn the word of God and they can learn so many other things. So I'm not going to take a lot of time because I know so much has been said to you. And the speakers who've spoken before me have already given you very good things. Janet has been so inspirational, and so is Alfred. And I know Ambassador has something in store for you, and I'm sure Alfred has also, Hosea has also spoken to you, and so many other speakers who will come after me. So I'm not going to take a lot of time. I was meant to take longer than this, but I understand that there are some other speakers who are going to come after me, so I'm not going to stay for long. The only thing I want to emphasize is what Janet has told you, I have also benefited from, because getting those scholarships is not an easy thing. And those guys who get scholarships are the people who work hard, and the people who are determined, and people who are persistent in trying to get something. So as Ambassador said, it's possible. It's possible for you guys to get those scholarships. And even if you don't get those scholarships, there are other avenues as well. Even if it's a fee paying, you try and get an avenue to leave the country. I know our country is beautiful. I love that country to bits. But I can tell you for sure, if you leave that country for a few years, a few months, you will go back a totally changed person, because you'll have seen things, you'll be seeing things in a different perspective, and you'll be having a broad spectrum of things. So I encourage people who are young to look at opportunities outside our country. Now, I've got a few things that I want to talk about that I was given to talk about. And one of the things I was asked by the organizers for this diaspora session was to talk about mental health. Mental health might not be a big issue in Kenya, or it might be by now. When I left Kenya a while back, mental health was not a problem, but in the West, mental health is a big, big issue. Some of the things that causes mental health problems is when you have set yourself some unfulfilled promises, or you've set yourself some goals which are not possible to be fulfilled. As young people, I want to encourage you today that you have to be realistic to yourself. You have to be true to yourself and set goals that you are able to meet. So if you set some goals which are not possible to meet, it can have some impact. It can affect you. So I'm just going to go through the list that I've listed down. And honestly, I didn't even do a research in this. Most of the things I'm going to tell you tonight are things which are coming from lived experience because of the things I've seen happening in people. So this is, you will not find in any book. You might find in other books, but of course I'm saying I'm going to talk about lived experience. So unfulfilled set goals, drug and alcohol abuse. I am so grateful because as young people, you've taken this time, you've set aside this time to come and learn about the word of God, learn about other things which are good, so that you can choose things which are not going to harm your bodies, not only your bodies, but also your brain. So people who've used drugs and alcohol, some of them can get some mental health issues. I can remember when I was in high school, there were some boys who used to take marijuana or bang. most of those boys did not finish school. They did not complete because they were impacted by that. And it got to a point where they were having hallucinations even when they were in class. So people who use drugs and alcohol, there's a tendency of them getting mental health issues as well. Then there's frustrations in life. You can be so frustrated in life. Things can go haywire and things don't go as planned. And then you start overthinking about these things until maybe something can snap in your brain and you will start getting some mental health issues. Another thing which affects young people is trying to compare yourself with others. Here in the West, we say keeping up with the Joneses. You don't have to compare yourself with anyone. You just give yourself, do your best and trust in yourself that things are going to work out. So if you try to compare yourself with someone else, if someone else has, a toy that is, well, we call vehicles toys. If somebody has a vehicle that is better than yours, for instance, if you're grown up and you start getting so jealous and so worked up because you don't have and you can't afford, it can impact on you as well. So I want to encourage you young people not to compare yourself with others. Ambassador, when I was growing up and all these other guys who are older than you, we didn't have social media. Social media is becoming a big issue. And I feel sorry for you guys because life has become so different. So social media has a way of impacting on people as well. Things are happening, people are sharing photos, people are making comments, and they can have an ability to impact on young people. There are some people who've had abuse in their lives. There are some people who've gone through abuse and some unresolved historical issues. Young people, if you've gone through such things, I want to encourage you this afternoon or this evening in Kenya. You need to get some help. If you're not able to handle, you need to confide in somebody who can help you. You need to talk to them so they can help you if you've gone through such things in the past. So don't sit on an abuse that has happened. Don't sit on an unresolved historical issue. It can have an impact on your mental health. Most of you are not working yet, I'm sure. And if you are working, you can have some pressure at work, but because of most of you are students, sometimes you can have a lot of pressure at school or colleges. And I know some young people who've lost their minds because of those kind of pressure. I want to tell you this evening that there's more to life than studies. We love studies. We love all of you guys to pass very well. And I'm amazed the way our sister Janet performed so well, and that is commendable. I'm not playing down academics at all, but don't let academics ruin your mental health. If you've done your best and your best is not good enough, it's not getting you to where you wanted, just know that your best is good enough. So give it your best and don't overthink about things which you have no control over. There are some things that can impact on your mental health as well. Social issues like divorce, separation, and seeing such things happening in the family. They are not easy. And you young people, you can be impacted by that. You can just imagine if your parents are divorcing or they are separating. Sometimes you may even want to blame yourself that maybe you are the cause of that. And it can impact on your mental health. And before you know it, it's really affecting you. And finally, and this is the ninth one, is we know we live in this world and from time to time people pass away. When there is death in the family, it can really impact anyone, but it impacts more young people. Because, for instance, if you lose a parent or you lose a very close family member, it has a tendency of impacting young people more than it should be. Grieving, yes, is part of life, but if you overgrieve and it just goes until it affects your mental health. So if you have such problems, I want to encourage you, especially when there's death in the family and you feel that you are not able to cope. You may want to seek advice. You may want to seek counseling from people who you trust. You may want to seek even counseling or advice from members of your own household who are much more mature than you. So I've got that out of the way because I felt there's a long list of things which affect people's mental health. But most of that affects people who are much older. But I've seen these ones that I've listed down are the ones which can have an impact on young people like you. So, Ambassador, I can jump straight into investment if you want, so I can get my bit out of the way. I don't know if that is okay with you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And, also sitting where those kids are sitting, where they are sitting, They would love to know ENS Olimba Yuga Legiwa CTN, ENS Olimba Australia Lemi CTN. Maybe I'm asking on their behalf. No Mujai or Mite Otebelo Woja, so be tight your meet this time.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I like because you understand all sides and you understand where those young people are and you understand where we are as well. So you are very good balance. I'll just give you a quick history about myself. When I left Kenya, I was not lucky like Janet. I didn't get a scholarship, but all the same, when I was in uni, I went to a university which is in Kenya, Baraton University. Probably some of you know. And when I was in Baraton, I made a decision in my heart that I will do my master's outside the country. So when I finished undergraduate, I didn't even want to look for a job, much as there were so many jobs which were beckoning me. I would have gotten myself into employment and work. But trust me, I worked for 2 years in my father's farm, just helping my dad, doing all sorts of things, all things. Sometimes people would even find me looking after my dad's cows and even driving my dad's tractor, doing all sorts of things to help him, because I had set myself on this single journey that I want to do my master's overseas. So obviously, I didn't have a scholarship, as I said. We started a fundraising effort, which neighbors helped us. And then I applied for a school in Australia and I applied for a school in UK. The one in UK came before Australia. So I said, I can't go to UK. I can't go to Australia. That time, Australia was very little known. That was in the year 2000. So probably some of you were not even born yet, or some of you were still very young. So I went to the UK and studied. And the reason I'm giving you this story is you have to set your mind that if this door doesn't open, what is my backup plan? So I had 2 countries to go. I had Australia and I had UK. But of course, UK came before Australia. I was in UK for 8 years. And after 8 years, I realized that it was not as rosy as I thought, because that was during the world economic crisis in 2008. And there were opportunities which were going in Australia. My wife and I was married at that time. I was not married when I left Kenya. We decided to move to Australia because there were opportunities. So we didn't come to Australia as students, but I went to the UK as a student. So coming to Australia, we came as professionals. So we came as professionals and moved here. There were some opportunities which came. We applied for those opportunities and they opened up. We've been here now for 13 years. This is our 13th year. And God has been so graceful. He's been so gracious to us. During that time, I've seen a couple of my relatives who've come here through our efforts. And even in fact, in this forum tonight, we have my nephew, Kennedy Rono. I want to say hello to you. I don't know if we are going to talk later. And so many other people who've come along. So coming to Australia, to me, young people, has been a blessing because I've been able to look at opportunities and tell the people back home. And the key thing is, when I tell people opportunities back home, I'm not only telling my family members, I tell all people. The ones I've told them about opportunities here and they took it seriously, most of them have come here. So it's not about money. It's about people having that urge to leave the country. Nobody can force you to leave that country, but it's yourself. If there's some push factors, like what was pushing me, I didn't feel like staying in Kenya because I didn't see any opportunity there at that time. And I'm sure it's not any different at this time. There's still so many challenges. If you have that drive in you, even when you come here, life is not easy to start with. It gets easier when you settle. But if you come here and you have that singular focus that I want to leave the country, even when you get here and life is hard, you still want to persevere. So that is how it was, Ambassador. And I want to encourage these young people who are sitting here, beautiful people in a big hall, that it's possible. Set yourself on that path. If you apply today to come to Australia and you get knocked back, don't give up. Try Australia, try Canada, try the United Kingdom, try the US, try Finland. We've known there are some Finnish opportunities now. And above all things, know that we are here to hold your hands. If things don't go as planned, just let us know and we'll try and see why things did not go well. So, Ambassador, there are some agents who are helping also. These guys are doing a fantastic job. If you feel that you are not getting any joy in giving us, us helping you, because sometimes you can be so busy and we might not give you the right information, try and get an agent. A migration agent can help you. You can find a school. He can tell you what is required. You can pay the school fees. Luckily, there are some schools here who don't even need payment to be made. You can come without paying. but I don't know those ones myself. The agents can help you. There are some schools who don't even need a bank statement. So you can look for those ones and the agents can help you. So use social media, as I said, for good. There are some people who are using social media for other things, but I want to encourage you guys, use social media for good. So Ambassador, without taking too much time, I want to jump to investment so that I can get my topics out of the way. Talking to young people about investments can be challenging because you guys, most of you are still in colleges or maybe you are in high school. I don't know your level, but I want to tell you that investments are good. And if you want to start investments, start when you are still young. You know, sitting where you are sitting now, I wish I was as young as you at this point. But of course, there's something which life has taught me, and that is experience. What you guys don't have is the experience that I've got. I've been there once. I've been young once. I used to go to rallies like you. I used to go to youth rallies like yourselves and youth conferences. So start young. If you are still young, it's not too late. It's not too early to do investments. There's one thing that I always hear people talking about, especially when they are given opportunities to talk. And they say, oh, we want the government to help us. I want to tell you, the government will never help you to invest. The role of the government is to create a conducive environment for you to invest. But the government will not help you to invest. But you need to know what you really want to do. I can remember when I finished high school, there's one guy who did not do very well. And he did very poorly. He did not do well at all. Some of us did well and went to the university, but he did not do well. When he finished high school, he went and started buying and selling cows. You know, he used to go to auction, buy cows, take them to the butcheries, and he started doing that kind of business. By the time I finished university, the man had his own butchery and he had his own vehicle. That guy was better than me financially, much as I had a degree. And then I worked hard and left and I went to the UK. When I went to visit my parents after a few years, I found this guy, he had 3 butcheries and he had 4 vehicles for the business. He is so wealthy right now when we are talking. He's got so many buildings now. He is someone I respect, not because of anything, but because academics was not his, and he chose another pathway, and he's made it in life. He's made it in life in the sense that he has a family, he can cater, and he can meet the demands and needs for his family. So when it comes to investment, just know what you can do. There are some people who are good in academics, go for it. You invest in education. There's no law. There's no loss. There are some people who are not good in education. That is not the end of it. Do what your hands can do. If you are someone who is good in business, do it. If you are someone who is good with your hands, because there are some people who are very skillful and they have talent, they can use their hands. There are some people who are athletic, like Ambassador here. Use your talent. There are some people who are singers, like that lady who was singing that Ambassador pointed out. Use that talent. You never know where your luck will be. So one day you might sing and you find that you are in the midst of someone who is looking to recruit people to sing, and you find yourself being recruited. Or you might be at the right place at the right time, and maybe a government overseas is looking for some skilled people to go and do some work, and you're part of that. Like now, I'm told there are so many young people who are going to the Gulf state of Qatar because there is World Cup this year. Who knows? If you had a skill like carpentry or whatever skill you have, and you succeed to go to such places, that is another way of investing. You invest in your skills. Learn to save money. I know your parents still give you pocket money. You need to start saving, even when you are still young, when you still don't have a lot. I can remember when I was growing up, Ambassador, I used to have a bank account, and I was very young then. And it was a post office savings and credit. And then when I went to university, I opened one in a bank called Consolidated. I don't know if that bank is still there. And I used to enjoy so much. Much as it was not a lot of money, I used to enjoy just going to the bank and queue and present my book. It was called a passbook. And then they sign on it and give you the money. Much as it was not a lot, but it taught me to save. When I got little money from my relatives when they visit, and sometimes when your uncle visits you, he gives you more than maybe what your parents give you, I used to take to the bank and deposit there. Even if I deposit today and go and withdraw tomorrow, I used to enjoy that. And it taught me that culture of saving. And it's become part of me. Look for investment opportunities. That might be a bit difficult for you guys now because you are still in school, but later on, when you see any investment opportunity which comes, I encourage you to look into that. And then the other thing that you may want to do is to look up to those people who are successful in the world in terms of investments. Last Friday, we had one of our elders who was buried, and that was Jackson Kibor. I like using this example for young people because he started very young. And I can remember there was a story which was shared that at some point this man won a lottery and he was given a car in a charity sweepstake or kind of a lottery. So instead of taking that vehicle to his house and say, yep, I've won a car, he sold it. That is the story that we were told. He sold that vehicle and took that money and bought land. So to me, that was a very brilliant kind of an investment because you cannot compare land with a vehicle. Vehicles will get old, vehicles will rust, and vehicles will die. But land will always be there. So look for investment opportunities, look out for those people who are role models, and try to emulate them, try to emulate what they are doing. And if you are a student, of course, this is the time to study and invest in your studies. Don't jeopardize your studies because that is what you have for now. And there's something I always tell young people, there's nothing wrong for a Christian to get rich. So if you are a Christian and you are rich, just know that that is not sin. There are some people in the Bible, we are told about Abraham, we are told about Lot, we know about King David, King Solomon, we know about Job. Those were not poor people, they were very wealthy, but still they loved God so much. So there's nothing wrong with being rich and loving God. Finally, I want to encourage you guys to be doing some charitable work. You know, sometimes you can do some free things, you can do some things that you don't get paid for. And by so doing, someone might see that, you know, you are generous enough with your time. And if you are generous enough with your time, maybe you can even be a faithful person if you are given an opportunity. So if you get an opportunity, take it, grab it, use it very well for yourself. And above all things, young people, trust God to lead you in anything that you do. Whether you do a big or small investment, trust God to lead you. Because I like what the Bible says, unless the Lord builded the house, those that build it in vain. I'm just paraphrasing, those are not the right words, but you get what I'm saying. So young people, allow God to lead you, and He's going to open opportunities that you might not necessarily see with your eyes. So Ambassador, I want to end there so that, you know, you can give
Kongoi nye Steve Cheptiret, president abo Cheptiret Ngolimbo Australia. Wanafunzi kita nagagas kagomwa ngalek chekororon Cheptiret, lakini kita naganamane ko I'm imagining when I was a student, mongen ngokiyai Mili, mongen ngokiyai Chepkoge, mongen ngokiyai all these people. Kita nekatinyane ko nakamwa kole kingomi sukul kale ngonyo ngobwa biik nyokorutocho kokochi pocket money kale konde account mongen chechu ko first of all marutocho jiane, so I never even got that. Nobody visited me when I was in high school. Akonda kikonyo uni kitome chechuk lakini kongoi amu kiseven chekuket sebinemu baadaye. So thank you so much, and we truly appreciate you. Wanafunzi anan biik chemite yun chomite tilwam ngetuny anan chomite seminar. Ameche tatiem akurwok biik karibu maybe somok mameche keib so much time. I see Agi Pirech nekibunu kokwanong'wong'et. I see chitab Italy, ameche akur chitab Italy, atya akur Mili sikobit ketestai eng yu. And then I will add a little something. Maybe, I don't know if Hosea has spoken, but we would like to give him an opportunity also to say something. Ko Prudence ananwa Ngolimbo Italy. I don't know if I'm seeing you as a Mili. Hosea, is the Italy lady here?
She was in, but
I guess not. So we will go straight to Kebebertab, Australia. Koto magur Mili, ngogur Agi Birech. Agi Birech kagas kelegi mwalimu Ngolimbo in the area. Nita nimite wanafunzi imi Kebebertab, Australia nguno. Ko goi mwalimu chito neking'ete olin ko kiwetito ano mwalimu kot koit olimbo Australia ameche atachin ako tawechi kongoi kacheng'e tienindet nekatien eng yo lakwana Judy Cherop ameche alechin Judy Cherop kongoi. To be able to sing like that is wonderful, and maybe you didn't know, you know, I listened to you singing akikuru tiendo. You're very talented. Ameche imagine you singing like Amy Koskei. It's possible you can get there. We would like you to explore that. Who knows? Maybe in another 5 years down the road, we will be seeing another Amy Koskei. So continue doing that. Bakamanut ngaleju. So ngakurin Agi Pirech simwa iweji nye ko kiye ko mwalimu. Mangen ko kinetisye anan inetisye eng olabo Australia kiwetito ano mwalimu ko kang'et eng olin akoi olin imi Australia anan imyono. Karibu Agi.
Thank you so much, Balozi, for this time. As you've said, my name is Agnes Birich. I am based in Sydney, Australia. As you mentioned, I was a teacher back in Kenya. I was a P1 teacher, teaching at a private school called Winners Academy, located in Seyo village. I came here as a student and I'm still studying. I haven't finished yet. I'm yet to finish next year, August. Currently pursuing bachelor's in applied social science. So I just want to encourage all the students, either those in university, those in colleges or primary or high school, but life is just all about the way you want it to be. It's all about having dreams, and you have to work towards a dream. Like as I've just had somebody who's just mentioned that she wanted to do her studies outside country. I also had that dream at some point after my college. And as a P1 teacher, like the kind of money we were getting there, and like you're teaching in a private school with a lot of pressure. And because I was looking for greener pastures, I thought maybe if I go out of the country, I can study. And after studying, maybe I can get something better. Maybe when I go back to Kenya. So as I mentioned, I came as a student and I'm still a student. So it is really, really very possible. Sometimes I know most of the people will think that, I can just think like I can go, but I don't have the money to get there. All of us didn't have money to get here. Some of us got assisted by our siblings, our parents, and people did sacrifice. Not that maybe my parents were that able to like bring me over here, but I thank God my siblings worked out over, like they sacrificed. So it's all about having that dream and working towards the dream, because like, okay, there is no one who told me you should go, but I only saw that it is better for me to go and try it, like, I can make something better out of this, and that is why I'm here. So I'm here to encourage someone that maybe you have a dream and maybe you don't have that money. Same case to me. I didn't have any money. Even at some point, I didn't have transport to go to Nairobi to do my IELTS exam. But sometimes you will get like solutions. You can call your friends, just call anyone. You can borrow some money and do something. After that, that is when you can tell people that I already got a school somewhere, and this is like you have everything, the evidence and everything what is required. So it will be easy, even if you're gonna organize for a fundraiser, you can get something. I can't encourage anyway. Like, it is possible. Sometimes you can sell your parent can sell the piece of land that they have to let you come here. But in case at the point the parent is doing that, you should know that that is a lot of sacrifice that the parent has put in. And in case your parent is willing to do so, please, when you come here, you don't have to you don't have to follow the pressure and the peer pressure that is here. Sometimes peer pressures are everywhere, and you have to be strong and know the reason why you're there, know the challenges that you've gone through to get here. To those students that are in high school and primary school, I will encourage them to study very hard, follow their dreams, have those careers and work towards your career. Sometimes I know maybe when you're in primary school, your career might be to become a pilot. That might be the first thing. maybe as time goes by, you change based on your academics or your marks or something. So at some point you might get that you've reduced everything until you're like, maybe I can even become an Uber driver or anything that I can, But like soldier on, work towards that dream. Like your first dream is always very important because you can work towards that and you can get it if only you're willing to get it. Secondly, those people who are very good in co-curricular activities, we've seen people that have really gone out of the country through the co-curricular activities, come out well out on Akimbia, so they've brought us gold medals and all that. So if you're good in co-curricular activities, just do your best in that side. If you're good in academics or you're good in music, you're good, whatever you're good in, just work towards it and just be very serious. So I can say that it is very possible for you to become who you want to be. That is, if only you're organized and if only you're very hardworking and respectful. Sometimes being disciplined is very, very important. It is a call factor because sometimes you're being advised. Not everything that somebody tells you might be right, but sometimes you told something and maybe just know which one is right and which one is wrong. If I do this one, is it gonna benefit me or no? So just make sure you do something that benefits you as a person, that maybe also benefits you as a family. Apart from that, I just want to wish everyone a good time. Let us just have those dreams, as I mentioned, and let us work towards the dream. So as I said, okay, for example, if sometimes we can get people asking us how we got here, and that is what we're saying today. We got here through academics, or don't see that money that maybe, for example, we used a lot of money to get here, but trust me, if you come here and you're a hardworking person, you can get all that money within a very short period of time. And you can be in a position to pay your fees. As I mentioned, I'm a student and I pay my own fees. So when you come here, there are opportunities. You can do part-time jobs. So with that part-time job, you get some money and you have to pay your bills, you have to pay your fees and do everything. But that is only how organized you are, because you can get a lot of money, but if you're not organized with that, if you don't organize them, then it means if you don't plan, it will be hard for you to even complete your studies. So it depends with how you want your life to be. So it is really very possible, even for you, when you get here, you can bring some of your siblings, you can, bring your neighbors. As CTNA said, he's part of the people that have assisted his nephew to come over. Yeah, it is really, really very possible. So yeah, currently, personally, I think my sister came over. She came over in January. So we are together here in Sydney. And yeah, she's also a student. So that's why I'm saying that the easiest way to get to Australia is through education. That is the easiest way. Working visa, sometimes it's challenging. And yeah, but we are hoping that one day we will also get permanent residence over here. But in case we don't also get it, we will come back to Kenya. And I'm sure we will come back to Kenya being different people, because already we have the skills, we have the knowledge, and we are ready to face the world. And at the moment, like, I can say I am bold enough, I can face the world in a different manner. Like, I'm not the same way I came to Australia. So I just want to encourage everyone that everything is possible. Depend on God and do the right things. Otherwise, I don't have much to say. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Kongoi Agi, what village are you from? The reason why I'm asking this is so that Agi that village. What village are you from? Ngolimbaga? So, it's very good. I truly appreciate. It's wonderful. And then most of our people agi Kongo get transfer on promotion go metagase mabel got kebel got korogo, it is illegal mabel got so my gimanda giwe agi metagase negitinya. What village are you from? Agogi metagase agiwe ilangawa.
Yeah, ane kanye na inge na big missing na Chelimo Abunu Chechtiret village. I'm a Catholic by faith, natoka kanisa inaitwa St. James Seyo, lakini iko karibu na Chechtiret primary. So ane abunu vile neglen chujuniat.
So kongoi chitab chujuniat. So ngot komi mara komi wanafunzi jemio chekakokasa kobunu chujuniat, it is possible koit chitab chujuniat Australia. Atestini agi nakole ogon got kolya of Australia kobara ole America mi emotinwek ngishat. So you can still nguma secular imi amugi mwa Bible kole yechunde ota ki tebi ing yota koeka. So make Australia home ngot kuma secular ityem UK ku isitiene nagi mangune UK akonya Australia. So you can go to UK be replacing in sitiene ananinyo ole America. It's possible. Kongoi to mai mwai wa kityo kingen mwalimu kometakasia kwa.
Yeah, yeah, sometimes I can say I just decided like I want to do something else different or to go and study somewhere else. I was a P1 na P1 inakuanga certificate course, so I wanted to upgrade as a teacher. So I came in as a teacher at first, and then I changed over when I came here. So I just decided, it is something that I just decided, and I'm like, I can try somewhere else and see the difference, because all of us knows like Rabini Kianyuru as a teacher, Malin kitu tigin, but at that time it was enough. But I wanted to explore the world and see other better things outside.
Kongoi nyagi, kongoi mwalimu. So kotoma 18 mili chamwa kara gur mwalimu agene miyo. Kimete mangune mwalimu yotab Kiingereza. I'm assuming you are teaching English imite chuchuniata nangiano suguli nagimi. What were you teaching? Were you teaching English or all subjects?
Nilikuwa nafunza English mostly.
English. So kongoi. So from mwalimu nebo English amete kebe mwalimu nebo Kiswahili. Mwalimu yotab Kiswahili komite olimbo Australia kotomo ke 18 mili. Angen ale nye mili unikinet Kiingereza ibinet university ngawa koro Kiswahili, and I'm hoping mwalimu Benjamin Sugut will speak in Swahili kwa sababu mwalimu Sugut huongea Kiswahili sanifu. I think that is the right word in Kiswahili. So mwalimu Sugut ameche kotai mwaiwe kora kangen mwalimu kometakasia kwa kotakyige Australia mangen ngo kiakesirin permanent atya kotai mwaiwe ng'olyon mwalimu nebo Kiswahili. Karibu.
Asante sana Balozi Peter Rono kwa nafasi hii ambayo umenipa ili niweze kusema machache, ingawa inaonekana kwamba wale wa nyumbani wamepotea kwenye kiwambo, hawaonekani. Nafikiri wamepotea kidogo.
Yes mwalimu, lakini endelea, iko recorded na iko stream na wanafuatilia
Haya, asante sana Osea kwa kunipa nafasi hii. Asante sana Peter Rono kwa kunipa nafasi hii.
Kele kigure ene Kiswahili in like watching it on the screen. Kele screen kigure ene Kiwambo. Asante, endelea.
Haya, ningependa tu niweze kujitambulisha kwanza. Mimi ni mwalimu na nilikuwa ni mwalimu wa Kiswahili ambaye niliweza kufunza shule nyingi, shule karibu 4. Niliweza kufunza shule moja kule Puka Academy, Mosoriot. Pia nikaweza kuelekea shule ambayo inajulikana kama Sokin, Akademia Sokin kule Mosoriot pia. Baadaye nikaweza kuelekea kule Chepkumia, shule ambayo inajulikana kama Kabareng. Na kisha nikaweza kurudi nyumbani Cheliliat, nikaweza kufunza shule ya Cheliliat. Na naamini kwamba baba Janet Chepkogei, sikumpata baba yako lakini nipata tuliongea baadaye. Na ningependa tu niweze kusema machache. Mimi nilikuwa mwalimu, na kitu ambacho kiliweza kunifanya niweze kuja katika ugaibuni ni kwa sababu kwanza nilikuwa nimeajiriwa na serikali. Nilifanya kazi katika serikali kwa miaka karibu 8, na nikaweza kutoka nikaja Australia. Sababu ya kwamba kuja katika nchi ya Australia ni kwa sababu nitaka niweze kujua mengi juu ya ulimwengu. Na pia kuna mwalimu mmoja ambaye ni Professor Rose Korir, ambaye anafunza chuo kikuu cha Moi. Kila mara, kwa sababu nilikuwa nikifunza shule yake, kila mara alikuwa akiniambia don't die as a P1 teacher. Usife kama mwalimu wa P1. Kwa hivyo hicho kitu kikaweza kuniuma zaidi, na nikaweza kuwa na hamu ya kwenda kusoma. Kwa hivyo nikaja Australia niweze kusoma, kuwa mwalimu pia. Na wakati huu mimi pia ni mwalimu, lakini sio mwalimu wa Kiingereza au Kiswahili, bali ni mwalimu wa hesabu ama hisabati. Kwa hivyo ningependa tu niweze kuambia wanafunzi mambo machache. Wenzetu wameweza kuongea juu ya mawazo ya kuwa na mafanikio katika maisha yako ya baadaye. Ili kuwa na maisha yako ya baadaye, kitu cha maana zaidi ni nidhamu. Kitu ambacho kiliweza kutuleta katika nchi hii ama katika nchi hizi zote za ukaibuni kwa sababu ya nidhamu. Nafikiri hata Mili, kama ungekuwa na nidhamu, ungekuwa mahali ulipo. Hata mwanaspoti, mwanariadha ama mchezaji wa soka, kama hana nidhamu hawezi kufaulu katika maisha. Kwa hivyo ni vyema tuweze kuwa na nidhamu katika maisha yetu ili tuweze kufanikiwa katika maisha yetu ya baadaye. Na ya mwisho ni kwamba huwa tunasema unionyeshe rafiki yako ama rafikio ili niweze kuambia tabia yako. Show me your friend and I will tell you your character. Katika maisha yetu, yule rafiki anaweza kuifanya maisha yako ya baadaye kuwa ngumu ama kuwa rahisi. Nikiwa shuleni nilikuwa nikipenda sana kukaa na mwalimu, especially in secondary school. Kuna mwalimu wa Kiswahili ambaye alikuwa akipenda sana kufunza Kiswahili kila mara. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa nikikaa pamoja naye kila mara ili niweze kujifunza mengi. So you are told, if you stay with somebody who's rich, utakuwa tajiri. Ukiwa na mtu mwenye ama ukaa na mtu mwenye hekima, utakuwa pia na hekima. Kwa hivyo ningependa tu niweze kuambia wanafunzi kwamba rafiki, your friend will determine your destiny. That friend of yours will determine your destiny. Kwa hivyo kama maisha yako ambayo umeanzisha wewe mwenyewe na ukae na mtu ambaye labda maisha yako sio nzuri, lazima utaharibika. Even the Bible says, tot mabenda watibiga yengu ama kashindos. Nget kena mjine jorin. Ako jorwengu. The second suspect ni wewe mwenyewe. So please, as a student or as a teacher or anybody, please let our friends or choose our friends. Let us choose our friends wisely. Tuweze kuangalia marafiki zetu katika njia ya hekima. Na mwisho ni kwamba kama kuna mwalimu kule nyumbani, please don't die as a P1 teacher. Mahali ulipo, kama wewe ni P1 teacher, tumesikia dada yetu Hagi Birej, she was a teacher. I was also a teacher. Naambia walimu wangu, hiyo mshahara ama huo mshahara ambao unaipata ya shilingi 25,000, 28,000 haiwezi kusaidia chochote. Please jaribu kuenda katika nchi zingine. Juzi tulikuwa na mkutano pamoja na Hosea na dada yetu kule China. Kwa wale ambao waliweza kufuatilia Igere na Cheptiret, tuliweza kusikia kwamba kuna nafasi ya walimu. So please, as a P1 teacher, don't die as a P1 teacher. Yule mwalimu kule ground, yule kule nyumbani, hiyo shilingi 28,000, nafikiri ni 28,000 wakati huu. Wakati wetu ilikuwa 18,000. Na nafikiri wakati huu ni almost around 28,000. Hiyo 28,000 haiwezi kusaidia chochote. Please come over. Tafuta, come abroad, tuweze kusaidiana. So that's what I can say. Kwa wale wanafunzi, when you are going back to school, my wish success, but I've said discipline and also choosing your friend, yule rafiki, will determine your destiny. Thank you so much, Peter Rono.
Pongonye mwalimu, asante kwa Kiswahili sanifu ambaye umeongea. Kiswahili changu sio sanifu kama yako, lakini hata hivyo tunashukuru sana sana sana. Thank you. Na kacha mngalio na agemwa go EP1 go meme go EP1. Not amune sikiki mo university kwenye omi. Kimo geipkin biga lagi work, so upgrade yourself. I like my friend Daktari Aram na meme nikitoy ko mwalimu nebo primary. Nyokwa ko mwalimu nebo secondary kotko saigo neti university. So imugakse yung mwalimu na imigo kwano iwe volleyball ko tit parak yundak. So tameche tagur biik oeng ing yu sikobit ketar. So abwoti ale tokokase biik ko ameche ang'ete kebeberta noto no akawe abwoti ale imi Melbourne anan Kemnyo no. Ameche awe koi Mili. Nafikiria nitakukaribisha Mili ukiwa upande wa Sydney kebeberta wa Australia kora sikebe Italy atya agur Hosea aketar kunoto. Ko Mili, karibu.
Asante sana Bwana Balozi, natumai kwa mnanipata.
Nakupata vizuri, nasikia Kiswahili chako ni sanifu pia na Kiingereza nafikiria ni sawa kabisa. So welcome.
Kiswahili changu kizuri, ni ile tu nilirejea kiasi, otherwise nilikuwa mmoja wa wale waliofuzu katika lugha ya Kiswahili. Asante sana Bwana Balozi. Ningependa, I don't know if they can hear us. Are they?
Yes. You can proceed. They are okay. Yeah.
We can proceed. Because so many people have spoken from Australia, and I would want to change tact because there's no point for me to continue or recap on what people have said. I would rather they give me questions or ask questions, and then I can respond to whatever questions they have, so that it's more interactive and they can be able to get answers to their questions. Nonetheless, I don't know if Manuela can hear that. Acha nijitambulishe, mimi ninaitwa Millicent Chepambok, vile mmesikia, avunugo kuita Kabore. Moi University, Kigisicha Kabore, our primary school Kabore, and then I transferred later to Kapsmoto Preparatory School that landed me in Chemele Sugar Academy. And later I went to Baraton University. I just saw my president, who is my alma mater, and was a student at Baraton, and I'm glad to be associated with that university. I then went to Moore University, where I did my master's and landed a job at Moore University. So I was also a teacher. You're very lucky people because you have so many teachers here today. And we are glad to be talking to youth who are determined to chart their way. And I'm so happy, and I believe in you. I believe in everyone who's on the ground. You're doing us proud. We are happy to see you in church. Most of us tuligrow kwa kanisa, na kama haingekuwa kanisa, probably we wouldn't be where we are today. And the Bible categorically says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things shall be given unto you. And we believe everything, the desires of your heart, will be given unto you because you've decided to follow what the Bible says, and you've decided to seek the kingdom of God. I am in Sydney, Australia currently, and it's a beautiful city. You've seen it. Everyone here has spoken, and the cities that we are in are beautiful. They're just the best. And these countries are massive. It's enough for all of us. Australia, for example, is 3/4 Africa, and where Hosea is very far away from me. Is about think 2 hours away from me. And yeah, ukitoka Kenya hadi probably South Africa ndio utaweza kupata Hosea kutoka kwenye niko. Na you can see how massive this country is, and we have only about 25 million people. So yeah, we're happy to have you here, and I would welcome any questions so that it is more interactive. Najua mmechoka, and many people who pretty much everything that the first speaker said about acquiring a passport, some money in the bank, is pretty much what is needed in Australia. Australia, unfortunately, do not have many scholarships. Majority of the people here are self-sponsored students because Australia relies on education as one of its major foreign exchange earner. So a majority of us did not come on scholarships. However, and it's a bit expensive, however, it is manageable. And that is why we are here. The school fees that we pay is about 1.5 million for a graduate, for undergraduate and graduate studies, and about 800,000 shillings for diploma. That is not inclusive of any accommodation charges. So yeah, that's about the school fees. And we of course have agencies that bring people here. It's majority of the people don't apply for themselves. We encourage people to apply to get assistance from our agencies because they are linked with universities. So the process becomes a bit quicker when you apply through them. However, if you computer savvy, you can be able to apply and land in Australia. Kitu cha muhimu ni kutaka maget yeima kinige jitage inyoro. And then let's go when I was growing up, I didn't really want to go abroad. Kinga tarsuguli college, and there's another lady who asked for my papers, and I gave it to her. She was to take me to America, but I don't know what happened. Ikakwama. So I gave up on going abroad, but when an opportunity to going to Australia presented itself, I gladly grabbed it, and here we are. Kenya, I had a very lucrative job in Kenya. My starting salary was 150,000 Kenyan shillings. That was my starting salary. And by the time I was going to Australia, I had worked for 12 years. So you can imagine how much more I was earning. And I can comfortably say that I used to earn a lot of money in Kenya, but the mindset, when I came to this country, the things that I have done within the few years, regardless of whatever job I'm doing, as opposed to the white collar job that I was doing in Kenya, is the ability, the humility that you get when you work in these countries. You get to appreciate every single hustle. This is where the hustlers are. If you're lazy, do not take that flight because you will not survive in this country. If you're lazy, just sit pretty and stay in Kenya because there's no room for laziness in these countries. So if you're hardworking, if you're a go-getter, if you're all-rounded, if you don't choose what to do, you take the next flight or take the process and come over to these countries. You will make it. It is lucrative. You can be able to pay the rest of your fees when you're here. And I think I'm talking to desks now. I don't know where people have gone to. So yeah, they all disappeared.
We can hear you, Millie. Who called?
Oh, we're talking to desks apparently. It's, yeah, okay, we will continue. We just talked to a few that are here. I don't know. I think we are not being heard on the ground.
I'm hearing you from Kenya.
You're from Kenya, but the student. Oh, sorry, Manuela. Yeah, I can't be able to see you, Manuela. Thank you very much. The youth, any questions in as far as Australia is concerned, and whether you want to go to any other country, we can be able to see, because the dynamics are more or less the same in every other country. So we can be able to answer on behalf of every other. Any questions that you have on the ground? Because majority of the things have been touched by Agi, my president, and Mwalimu, and I don't want to repeat that. So yeah. Any questions from you? They're walking out, so I don't know if we anyways, yeah. Manuela, can you hear us? Wait for me, the lady in yellow, if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We summarize. We had a challenge of electricity, some technical challenge. So,
okay.
Yeah, we can. But everything is recorded and everything is in the YouTube.
Not a problem. Yeah, if there's no question, then I would tell you that Australia is vast and enough for all of us. Parents, allow your kids to come to Australia. For the students or the youth, you're welcome. We're here to guide you. And if you don't feel like coming to the land down under, then you can go to up the tropics, where Balozi and everyone else is. Thank you very much. I don't think if there's no question, then
okay, I have a question, Millie.
Yes, please.
Yeah, first, thanks for your very wonderful presentation. I've been actually following it up. Na umenitia moyo. Mimi nilikuwa nimeamua ni mtu wa kubaki Kenya maisha. But I'm seeing some hope. Maybe I'm also changing my mind. Maybe very soon I might actually join new people. You actually touched my heart. And I'm now willing to learn. Nilikuwa nimeamua Kenya ni mbele na mwisho. So I'm seeing boarding a plane very soon. Thank you.
At least one soul has been nimebatiza mtu mmoja. Thank you very much, Moses. Was that Moses Kirong?
Yeah, Moses Kirong, yes.
Na karibu na unaweza if Australia fails, if one door is closed, the window is open. Balozi normally says that Megan Kepel got up ilalingo. Ngoge wendi agmat kolalia gerenga nigege imande. Ngoge manda dirishet imande, as long as you don't get burnt in the house. So yeah, and I just want to pass my condolences, heartfelt condolences to our family. We've lost a very young fella. Tinget is my cousin brother in a Bristol Road accident this morning when he was going to Cass FM for a presentation. He was vying for MP position at Nandi Hills, and we very devastated. He was very promising, and he comes from a very humble background. And I was asking God, really, God, someone can suffer for the rest of his life and just die at his prime age when his life was about to change. And it's sad, and may his soul rest in eternal praise. Kanisa mtombe familia yetu ili tuweze kupata nguvu, sababu we have many questions, but who can answer that? I don't know. Thank you very much.
Kongoi Mili, mangen ngotito nguma komi chi olin ko Hosea abwati ale ngot kou notok kebendi ketoroti mokoi takeitchi kotete kebendi Italy, lakini kosubkei ak nafas nemakomi technicalities eng olin bo the ground kemeche kemwa kongoi eng akwek tugul chekaosubech, kongoi eng chi age tugul nekaisubech ng'alekchuk chebo let. Amwachini kityo wanafunzi alechini ngot ko mainam tukchu kai tugul chekakemwa, alechini kityo nyoru interest, yani maket nebo keyai ki, maket imande, maket iwe sukul, maket iwe uya. So nyoru maket after interest. Nebo aeng inyoru ng'olyo nekile iwal ateptong'ung, attitude neng'ung, ole imaktoi tukyotok, attitude neng'ung kou ne. ngoto ko ikas biik kolen oye memukokse ng'alechu Moses Kirom kemwa ile kia ile inye meche ing'etu ngolo change the attitude my brother atya inyoru maket nekararan iwendi imondoi nebo man kou ye kemwa ko ng'olyo nekabun kuting'ung ko noto neinyoru. Nebo somok iyai no kilen discipline ko kit nebo komonut eng tukyo tugul. Ngiyai choto cho somok cho to have the right interest, right attitude ak inyoru the discipline koeku success ki age tugul imukokse tukyu. Ko ngemakwong nemie wanafunzi chekakobwa tuyet ng'alek chekakemwoiwo kamwabwoti ale o implementani tugul katachang chekatiteketeschini lakini akoi yoto kemeche kemwa kongoi eng akwek tugul ak kemakwok chemiach yotokchinigei kong'ololwok mwalimuinik kobun Australia kobun tokwek cheterchin so imukokse emoni ko bara anan bara ng'weny ko ongimande lagok sigik cheokosech ngoba lagok emotinwek cheimukoksei Australia, New Zealand, olimbo Finland, China, America, Canada, Australia, emotinwechu tugul chekomukoksei. Akase biik kokoba biik olimbo Poland, Middle East, imukokse tukchu tugul ngomanda biik sikobit kiro kele kakisoru emet anan kesoru kekonobu tuguk chechang ko ameche asom inendet Kennedy Rono asikobit isoiwech akere ale oye kosubkei ak musoknotet eng kebebertanin makoi taketestai ko yotok. Kennedy Rono ameche inyo asikobit isoiwech siketar tetutiet nebo betutab ra. Kennedy.
Balozi, before Kennedy Rono meche katika Viola Sile among kaji komwa kityo one word from Mombasa Gladys Kibet from Miketengele Nairobi and then kokerwech kityo Kennedy Rono from in that order.
So kele ngo Viola Sile kole mnyana Viola karibu.
Ni Mombasa. Manyori Viola
in Mombasa. Mombasa.
Maybe we can try Gladys Kibet. Gladys karibu Gladys.
Gladys ako wapi?
Mtu wa Kitengela.
Kitengela. Gladys kama unatusikia karibu.
Unmute.
Sana habari zingine.
Vizuri kabisa. Asante.
Because komangen ale kalia uni korom ngalekab Kitengela.
Maybe from there, maybe we can give the fellow youth, but she's based in Iten. Sheila. I think Sheila.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kongai missing?
Yes.
Yeah, ngai nekyuge guruna Sheila Tirop apunu Kaptengut village. Currently training it in Iten. Hello, Ogasa?
Kikasin, yes. Sheila testai. Sheila. Balozi kawek challenge network ngolin biikab Crown, I think back to Kennedy Rono.
Bas. Netai moja owekchi Jehova kongoi amu boroindo nekakobit betutab raini. Kongoi all the organizers of this event. It's been so enlightening, not only to those who are the youth, but also to all of us. Kongoi chitugul nekanyor boroindo sikobit kong'ololwech ak kong'ololchi the youth ak kokonech the perspective about life. So thank you all the team wenye walipata nafasi kuongea. it helps. It's not only helping the youth, but inatusaidia sisi wote. When we learn, we share one word from another person, inatujenga. Pole Mili, sijui uli kegele ngoniga mwenye alipata ajali. Tinged?
Yeah, that's my cousin brother.
Pole sana. Sijui kama alikuwa anavai for MP Nandi.
Yeah, the worst part is to get it on social media, post people. I don't know.
I don't know if he's the one who I know, but yeah.
Yeah. He was vying for MP Nandi House.
So sudden.
Nandi House.
Pole sana. Bas, tuombe. Kaikona nafasi asa. Let us believe and pray. And sijui kama bado the youth Cheptiret. Abunu Cheptiret, by the way. So Cheptiret ni my home center. Mimi natoka Cheptiret Secondary School. My mom used to be the committee there. Yep, so Cheptiret ni nyumbani. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana. Let us believe and pray. Baba, katika jina la Yesu, tunaja mbele zako jioni nyingine njema. Asante ni kwa sababu ya ulinzi wako. Asante ni kwa sababu ya afya njema. Asante ni kwa sababu ya kila mmoja wetu ambaye ameweza kufuata this program from whichever part of the world. We thank you, Lord, because of the wisdom. We thank you because of the knowledge that these speakers have impacted to all of us. Thank you, Lord, for the plans that you have in our lives. Thank you also because we live in a world that is unpredictable, and we want to pray. And I want also to remember Mili for the news that she got it from the social media, which is not very good, but we want to pray for her so that you may give her strength, so that she may bear the news that she got it today. Thank you for our country, Kenya. Thank you for the good country you gave us, Lord. We want to pray for the politicians so that they may drive our country in a way that pleases you. Thank you for everybody as they hustle, they run up and down to make their lives better. We want to pray for good health. We want to pray, Lord, that you may give them to be able to sustain the day-to-day activities. Thank you because of this program that has run so very successfully. We want to pray, Lord, that let us heed what has been said today, and let us not take it in vain. Let us not take it for granted. Thank you because of the good health that you've given us. From whatever place we are watching, from whatever place we are following, we know, Lord, that this has all been made possible because of your knowledge impacted to the human beings, and they have been able to develop a system that people are able to follow from whichever place they are in the world. Thank you for that amazing wisdom and amazing knowledge. Mungu, ninapenda kuomba ni kwa tunapo jitawanya kuelekea manyumbani mwetu, wale ambao tunajiandaa kulala, wale ambao tunajiandaa kwa shughuli nyingine, because we are in a different time zones. We want to pray, Lord, that may you lead us and may you give us good health until again when we meet in another forum for such good discussion. We want to ask that enda pamoja nasi, kwa pamoja nasi hadi tutakapokutana tena siku nyingine. Maana nimeomba haya yote nikiamini kwa jina la Yesu aliye Bwana mkombozi wetu. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Asante sana Kennedy Rono, na asante sana the all organizing team ambao wamefika siku ya leo, na facilitators starting from Ambassador Rono. Asante sana Mili, asante sana Hagi Birech, asante sana Engineer Janet, Steve CTNA in Abselsia, asante sana Prudence, asante sana Alfred Meta na watu wengi ambao wameweza kutufuatilia. Asante pia kanisa and the entire Archdeaconry of Tarakwa under the leadership of Archdeacon Cheptiret. Asante sana Venerable, naona umetufuatilia from beginning to the end, and our technician pale ground. Asante sana na youth beyond borders ambao wanaongozwa na ndugu yetu Jacob Kipruto. Jacob, give us a quick update and then tumalizie hapo kwa leo.
Asante sana Hosea. Sijui kama mnanipata.
Tunakusikia, lakini umekuwa na challenge. Wewe ni mtu umekuwa, I think uko kwa njia, uko kwa standard gauge railway ama uko wapi? So karibu Jacob, sema neno alafu tumalizie hapo kwa leo.
Asante sana Hosea kwa nafasi nyingine ambayo umenipatia. Kwa majina naitwa Jacob Kipruto Tanui. Natoka sehemu za Eldoret, lakini kwa sasa niko Mombasa. Nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kutupatia